Before starting, as usual, just going to ask you if my voice is completely audible to you. Can I get your confirmation? All right. Navneet, am I audible to you? Can you hear me completely? Angela, ma'am? All right, ma'am. Thank you so much for this confirmation, and I hope you would have enjoyed the previous lecture. So I'm just going to share the screen. So the topic of this specific lecture is going to be organizing. Organizing is a very important topic. Okay, it has two types which we shall be going through. Okay, before starting this lecture, I must tell you, I am just going to use my knowledge only. Only few lines or words have been written. I shall be giving you real life or anything like that examples, so that everything fits to your mind and reading the notes becomes easy for you. Okay, so just going to share the screen. Let me open the data which we have prepared, so that I can show you this completely, and we shall be studying in a very beautiful manner, I must tell you, because nowadays we have changed some system. Just reading the lines is not the way for the study. Okay, so this is about management concepts, and I have already shared my screen completely. So this is about that. Just 1 second, I am just setting for something. All right, I have set everything now. I think each and everything is completely visible to you. Today's topic is going to be organizing. Yesterday, I taught you about basics of management and some renowned personalities under different philosophies of management. Okay, we studied about first of all, then there was the classical approach, then there was behavioral approach, then mathematical quantitative approach. In classical, there were the three schools of thought. First was scientific, then there was administrative, then there was bureaucratic. In administrative, we studied about Henry Fayol, okay, who gave 14 principles regarding the management. And we studied about the functions of a management specifically as well. And in functions, I taught you regarding planning. Planning was the first function which involves paper and pen with itself. We have to plan anything before starting anything. Okay, we have to make the best plan, best or better plan. And after that, here comes the second part, which is organizing. And this is going to be in detail in today's lecture, because specifically in our syllabus, the name of organizing has been written and the types of organizing has been written as well. In the schedule as well, we have devoted this particular day for organizing. And I must tell you, if this lecture is not completed for this particular time that we can be, then we can be taking the third lecture as well. Okay, so there are only two ways how the organizations are made. Okay, only two ways are there. Okay, further are the different types, but for making the complete organizations, there are only two ways. Okay, there are only two ways how the organizations are made. The first way is the formal way, and the second way is informal way. First is formal and the second way is informal. Okay, in this slide only I am going to teach this completely. What is formal? I am going to give you mine example as well. Okay, number of my students in this specific batch, this evening batch, there are 30 plus students, and number of women are working women, and most majority of my students are working women, and mostly they are assistant or associate professor in the colleges from different states. Okay, we can take their example as well, we can take mine example as well. Working in a college, okay, working in a college have a complete structure. Okay, they have a, the college is a complete organization. Okay, it has a head named as its principal. Okay, there is a principal of a college, and after that there uh, under the principal there is the supervision of different departments. This can be like commerce, this can be management, this can be home science, economics, political science, or any department. And under these departments there comes the individual departmental head, which is known as HOD or head of department. Head of department for commerce, head of department for management, for home science, for economics, or the different streams. And under the supervision of these HODs, here comes the role of different assistant professors or associate professors. Okay, so this is a complete structure which I am writing over here. Okay, this is a complete structure. This kind of organization which has completely defined rules, which has completely defined regulations, which have completely defined structure, which cannot break from the predefined rules. This kind of a structure or organization is known as a formal organization. Okay, this is a formal organization, and very importantly it follows all the rules, all the regulations, all the policies, all the structure, and anything which are assigned by the higher authority. It do not promote any kind of interpersonal relationships. So this is about formal organization. Okay, this is about formal organization. Then here comes the term of informal organization. Again, taking this example, there is principal. After that, there are different departments. There are head of departments. There are assistant professor, associate professors. Okay. So in my department, when I joined firstly as assistant professor in 2014, in one college, I had 10 assistant professors in my department. Okay, and you know groupism is always there, whether this is any institution, whether this is college, this is school, or anything else. Okay, we had I think we had 4 male professors and 6 female professors, and we had groups. Okay, groups are always there, because and we had 4 or 5 like friend groups, friendly group, with which we could share our data, our views, our subject knowledge, or anything. We could solve the problem of each other. We made this group. Okay, so within an organization, if there is a group which is having the interpersonal relationships and which do not follow any kind of rules, which do not have any kind of regulation, which do not have any kind of policies, strict policies which are to be followed, this kind of group is simply known as informal organization or informal group. So this was all about formal and informal. Okay, the only difference is there are predefined rule, regulation, policy, structure in the formal, and in case of informal there is none kind of this structure. We just have made it as our choice. We can choose our group. So in formal, there is a well-defined structure of authority, responsibility that defines delegation and relationship amongst the organizational members. This is a complete set of policies, plan, procedures, schedule, and programs. This is about formal organization. About informal, this is just not governed by formal set of principles. Okay, but they are important and integral part of a formal organization. Everywhere you see that. Okay, you would have completed your post graduation by now, and in each class you would have observed that there was a group of your student, and this group is known as informal group, or in case of organizations this is informal organization. So this is having an informal organization within a formal organization is known as a fusion process, and it was said by White. Okay, So this was about these two organizations. So these were just the things you have to go through. Okay, you have to understand about what is there in informal or formal organization. Each and everything have clearly been written, only some characteristics are left, nothing else is there. And there are some types of broad types of organization which we have to understand. What I have taught you in this was that there are two ways to create the organization. In two ways the organizations are originated actually. First is formal way, second is informal way. And now I must tell you what are the broad types of organization. They do not fall in specific kind of a category, but they are different types which we have to understand, because previously we have experienced that the questions are usually asked from single types. Okay, not written in a detailed manner, because everything shall be provided. I shall be giving you real life or actual examples. The first is a line organization, the organization in which the authorities follows from top to bottom. Okay, in military what happens, in defense what happens. Okay, so in military there is higher ranking personnel. Okay, chief of armed forces. Who is chief of armed forces? This is the president of our country. And after that here are different ranks in armed forces. First rank, okay, like there are major or some other ranks as well, like subedar, naib subedar, these kind of the different ranks are there. And authority follows from top to bottom. They can give orders to this man, they can give order to this man, and in so on the authorities follows in a single line. There are no departments. Okay, there are none kind of similar staff available. Okay, and I have taught you about authority. Now what is responsibility? Responsibility flows from bottom to top. This man is responsible to this man, this man is responsible to this man. In this way the responsibility flows in case of line organization. So this is all about line organization. The broad major example is our military, is our defense. Okay, so this is how the things are done. Any example can be taken. I just took this specific picture. Authority is flying from the top to bottom, and responsibility is flowing from bottom to top. Okay, so there are honors. They can order board of directors, they can order managing directors, they can order general managers, they can order middle level manager, they can order supervisor, then ultimately they can order the workers. So if in case in any organization the authority is directly flowing from top to bottom and responsibility is flowing from bottom to top, this kind of system or this kind of organization is known as a line organization. Okay, I hope you would have understood this concept. So now we have to move further for the next. This is line and staff organization. Line is line, what we have already understood. Now we have to understand about staff. This is a complete line. Okay, suppose there are 5 different levels of authority. This is A level officer, this is B, this is C, this is D, this is E. Okay, so authority is flowing from A to B, from B to C, C to D, and D to E. So in this way the line is created. But for performing their functions they have some advisory staff with themselves. Advisory staff with themselves. There are some separate officers like F, G, H, I, J. There are some separate officers who can suggest how to perform A's duties well. There can be some officers who can suggest to B that how you can perform your duties well. So they are advisory staff in nature. Okay, so in any organization if there is a line, and the staff who are of advisory nature, this kind of organization is known as line and staff organization. From this you can get it better. Okay, so there is line and staff organization picture. Board of directors are there, chief executives are there. There are two assistants. Okay, two assistants are there. Under them or along with them, there comes personnel manager, then finance, then production, sales manager, legal advisor. They people comes after them. Okay, after chief executive. So for helping them, there have been assigned two different assistants. Okay, their job is to assist them only, and they are known as staff personals. Okay, and the authority is flowing from top to bottom. This is why this is known as a line. So this is the complete structure of a line and a staff organization. I hope you would be enjoying this completely. Okay, line is simply from where there is none kind of a staff, but an authority is flowing from top to bottom, and the responsibility is flowing from bottom to top. This is line. This is the staff in which the authority is flowing from top to bottom, but there are some other personals as well who are assisting the line managers. Okay, so this kind of system is known as a line and staff organization. Then there are three types of staff can be there in an organization. Okay, this is personal staff. If to any line manager, like production manager, for production manager, if a different staff is given, then this shall be known as personal staff. I simply mean to say there are different line manager. If to each line manager a different staff is given, then this is a personal staff. Specialized staff simply means they have specialization in specific departments. Okay, they can be specialized in production, in sales, in marketing, in distribution, or anything. They are known as specialized staff. General staff are there, which are there for top level authorities. Basically, their basic job is to assist the top level authorities regarding the functioning of the institution or the organization. So this is the three kind of staffs. Okay, so till now we have studied about line, then line and staff, and now this is going to be very important. This is functional organization. Frederick Winslow Taylor, the founder of scientific management, was also once a foreman, and after passing number of years he became the CEO of the organization. Okay, he suggested 8 foremen in any organization. He suggested that there should be 8 different foremen. 4 should be in factory and 4 should be in planning division. And this organization he named as functional organization. Okay. Why functional? Why the name was functional? I am giving you very concept matter which usually you shall not be able to find in books. Okay, because authors do not go that deeply. I have made a number of analysis. So functional, he wished that any job should be further divided into sub jobs. For example, job A is there, and there can be a number of things to be performed in job A. F.W. Taylor was of the opinion that any job should be further subdivided into sub-jobs. Sub-job 1, sub-job 2, sub-job 3, sub-job 4. And these sub-jobs should be held by the persons who have specializations in this specific part of job A. He was of this opinion. This is why he suggested that there should not be one head of the department. Rather, there should be 8 foremen in any organizations. 4 should be in factory, 4 should be in planning division, so that all the functions of the organizations could be further subdivided into subdivisions, so that working can be smooth and easy, and specializations benefit can be taken. So in the factory division, they told there should be gang boss, speed box, inspector, and repair box, which is also known as maintenance boss. Then in planning division, they suggested there should be route clerk, then instruction card clerk, then time post clerk, then shop disciplinarian. Okay, so this was the structure of a functional organization as suggested by FW or Frederick Winslow Taylor. So under production management and assistant production management, there should be 8 foremen. Okay, so names have been written: time clerk, okay, instruction card, route clerk, shop disciplinarian, then gang boss, speed box, repair box, inspector as well. And there are workers. Okay, and he suggested that there should not be the proper skill chain, or one boss, one head, one boss, which we studied yesterday under the principles given by Henry Ford. Okay, he suggested that a worker has to report to all these bosses, all these officers. A worker has to report to this as well, then this as well, then this as well. Anytime if any officer is asking anything from any worker, he has to report to that specific officer. Okay, so time and cost clerk, he take cares of time of all the jobs if these are timely finished. Instruction card clerk is there to perform the job of giving instruction to workers after a specific job is finished. Then route clerk is there who assigns the route to all the workers, what to do, when to do, how to do. Shop disciplinarian is there who disciplines the complete factory or department. Then gang boss is there who take care of the informal organizations created in the formal organization. Speed boss is there which checks the if the work is completed on time. Then repair boss is there who performs the job of any kind of repairs, who assign the repairing duties to workers. Inspector is there who take care of everything, whether all the workers are working well or not. So this was the complete structure known as functional structure as suggested by Frederick Winslow Taylor. Till now we have studied 3. Okay, line, staff, functional. Then there is the turn of a project organization. This is the short term organization which is formed only for specific projects. For specific projects. So suppose in the college, okay, in the college is a formal organization. Suppose the principal has given some specific task or a project to be performed. Okay, now you know that in case of a bigger organization, one task cannot be performed by one specific person or personality. They have to form a committee or team. Okay, so the team or organization formed to perform a specific project in any organization is known as project organization. And this is how the structure of the project organization is this. Okay, suppose there are 3 projects. What the organization does, they assign the different projects to different teams. This is president, this is vice president. After that, there is project A department, project B department, project C department. Then here again comes the different personas like engineering activities, like bosses, officers, workers, resources. So in this way, for specific projects in the organization, the organizations are made which are known as project organizations. Okay, so this is so for the most important thing you have to understand in project organization is only that these flows in this way. Okay, vertically, these flows vertically. Okay, this is project A, this is flowing vertically. What does vertically means? That means project A do not have any relationship with B, do not have any relationship with C. Engineering department or the officers of a project A do not have any kind of relationship with project B, do not have any kind of relationship with project C. This is why it is said that the project organization follows the pattern of vertical symmetry. Then there is a matrix organization. This is exactly similar as project organization, but the only difference is that it do not follows only vertically, it follows horizontally as well. Okay, so this is the structure of that. There can be number of projects. Okay, number of projects can be there. This is horizontal flow of project authority, and this is vertical flow of functional authority. Okay, what is there that each project manager of a specific department or a specific project can have its relationship with project B's manager. It can have relationship with project B manager. This can gives order to project E, project A engineer. So in this way, all the structure is given. So if this is in this way, like there are rows and columns as well, this is the reason why this specific organization is known as matrix organization. Okay, so this is about matrix organization, in which the different projects are assigned in the department to different departments, and these departments do not do the projects solely at their own. They can take the advice, they can take the opinion, they can take the service of other department personals as well, whether this is horizontally or vertically. So this was about matrix organization. Till now we have studied. I am again and again recalling so that it all fits to your mind. Okay, formal we have gone through, then informal, then line and stop, then there is functional, then there is project organization, then matrix organization. Then there is a committee. Committee is simply a short-term committee, very short-term committee from the project organization as well. This is shortest from project organization as well. This is only made for planning, organizing, thinking about new ideas, new pattern for new work in the organization. So this is simply known as committee. This is team of some experts who is there, who has been assigned the job of thinking about new ideas, new patterns, and new suggestions. This is about a committee. Okay, so committee is all that. I think there are some few terms relating to committee, not that important, but I suggest you can go through once notes are delivered to you. Very easy to go through. Only one line explanation is there. This specific topic is very important, and I must tell you, once I appeared in the examination, my question was wrong. That time I did not have this much knowledge. Okay, I still remember all the questions which were wrong sometime. In 2013 December, this was the first time when I attempted in this examination. I could not qualify because I was in my post graduation those days. Okay, I think this was second semester for me, or the fourth, I don't remember, but that time I got failed badly. I think this was the question asked that time, span of control. This was wrong for me. One is this which I remember, and secondly, if you remember, once delivering the lecture regarding research methodology, I told you how you can find the number of classes, number of class intervals. There was a surge method. Professor Search method. I have already taught you this. If you have gone through from the recorded or the live classes as well. He has given a very specific formula, and formula was asked in the examination, which I could not answer exactly because I had not gone through. This question and this question, mine was wrong. Okay, and then I read this completely. I solved its practicals as well, but these were not necessary. Only one or two times from the previous history this question has been asked, but I must tell you that you can go through very easy is this. Okay, only one formula is there and one man is associated behind all this concept. Remembering name is very easy. I shall be telling you because I genuinely believe that you remember everything spoken by me. So span of a control, what is this? There is a specific supervisor. It can be a production department manager or finance or anything, any manager. How many people shall work under a specific supervisor? This is known as, so this is known as span of control. Okay, giving you my example. Under my supervisor in my department, supervisor is also known as a guide in case of a PhD or research. Okay, under my guide or my supervisor, there are 5 scholars right now in my university. This is known as span of control. Okay, now you would have understood this. I must tell you that how many workers should be there under a specific officers. This is known as a span of control. Okay, so this refers to number of subordinates a supervisor have, and to find the number of subordinates, there is a specific mathematical formula given by a very great personality, which is a French management consultant. His name was VA Grecnos. Okay, he gave the theory of span of management and he gave a mathematical formula on the basis of 3 relationships with the superior and subordinate. Okay, he suggested 3 kind of relationships in any organization. What are these? I'm going to tell you right now. So first relationship is a direct single relationship. I'm going to take my example only. Okay, the relationship my guide and me, the relationship between these two is known as a single direct relationship. I mean to say officer or worker, their individual relationship is a direct single relationship. Then direct group relationship, this is my guide, this is my guide, and there are scholars under him, scholar A, scholar B, scholar C. In presence of these two, how is the relationship of my guide with me? In presence of these two, this is known as a direct group relationship. Okay, lastly, this is cross relationship. How the relationship I am having with my co-guide mates. Okay, these are my guide mates. A, this is B, this is C. A number of persons are there like Gaurav, then Aman, then Shivam, then anything. Okay, they are my guide mates. Okay, how the relationship I am having with my guide mates is known as cross relationship. So he suggested, who suggested? This man, VA Grecnos. He suggested 3 kind of relationship. First is a direct, having only one-to-one. Then direct group means having one-to-one along with having relationship with others. Cross relationship simply means having the relationship between workers. So this was the mathematical formula which you have to cram. Don't cram this, don't cram this, don't cram this. Cram only this. Okay. N stands for total. N stands for total number of workers. Okay, so this is the formula. By applying this formula, you can find how many workers should be there under a specific officer or manager. So this was all about this lecture. I hope you would have enjoyed this completely, and I believe you are going through from all the lectures and recorded version as well. I'm going to inform you a very important thing which is there. Okay, which is that from Monday onwards we are planning the video lectures test, not only for paper 1, for paper 2 as well. Whether this is of any stream, this is for economics, this is for management, or this is for anything. Okay, so this is we are going to conduct, and you have to be very regular with that, being the regular student of mine. Okay, so this is you have to go through, this is you have to understand. Okay, So this was all in this lecture, and regarding the Monday's lecture, we shall be telling you via WhatsApp if there are two classes, maybe one classes is taken live and the second one is given in the recorded version only. Okay. So thank you so much for joining in this lecture, and Monday onwards, don't forget to go through from test series, whether this is in the website or in video format. Thank you so much. This is Gurpal Singh from Gurpal Education.